The first rays of dawn stretched over the endless horizon, turning the dark sky into a canvas of soft golds and fiery oranges. Out of that glowing line between night and day, a silhouette emerged. At first, it looked like a shard of light, then a glowing structure, and finally, Aqua Whisper 2026, a futuristic marvel of engineering and luxury. The ocean reflected its sleek frame, neon blue edges shimmering as if it were born from the very water it sailed upon. With every movement, the yacht seemed less like a vessel and more like a vision, a whisper carried from the future into the present. The ocean was calm, yet alive. Waves kissed the polished body of the yacht, each touch leaving behind ripples that sparkled under the rising sun. From above, a drone-like view revealed the majesty of Aqua Whisper 2026 cutting through turquoise waters, leaving behind an iridescent trail that glowed like liquid sapphire. The passengers leaned over the rails, their eyes wide, phones forgotten in their pockets. No image could capture this, the sight of man's creation blending so effortlessly with the eternal sea. By nightfall, the scene transformed. The vessel, already majestic under daylight, became a floating star. Its lights scattered across the ocean surface, merging with the bioluminescent glow of tiny organisms swimming in the depths. The yacht did not merely float, it danced with the sea. Above, the Milky Way stretched infinitely, each star sharp and alive in the absence of city lights. Guests stood in awe, some with champagne glasses in hand, others in quiet silence. It was as if Aqua Whisper had sailed them out of time, to a place where sky and sea were the same, and humans were simply witnesses to eternity. On the deck, life pulsed with celebration. Music rose, soft at first, then vibrant and full. Laughter filled the air, weaving with the gentle hush of the waves. Futuristic LED lights painted patterns across the deck, shifting in rhythm with the music. People danced, clinked glasses, and leaned against the rails, faces lit in hues of blue and violet. The ocean breeze teased through hair and clothes, carrying with it the taste of salt and freedom. For many, it felt like a dream, a perfect moment between the stars above and the glowing waters below. The voyage continued. The sun once again kissed the ocean, this time in farewell. The yacht sailed into a horizon drenched in purples and oranges, a living painting that shifted every second. The Aqua Whisper looked as though it had been dipped in gold. Guests fell silent, phones raised but forgotten again, because no lens could capture the power of this view. A soft hush fell across the deck, broken only by the gentle hum of the yacht's engines and the eternal sound of water. But paradise does not remain untouched. Dark clouds gathered in the distance, rolling like mountains across the sky. Thunder grumbled low, a warning carried by the wind. The waves rose higher, slapping against the hull with growing force. Lightning tore the sky, illuminating the fierce face of the ocean. Guests rushed inside, fear etched in their expressions, but Aqua Whisper did not falter. Its neon edges glowed defiantly, its body cutting through the storm like a blade through darkness. Each crash of water against the hull was answered by stability, by strength. Inside, passengers clung to railings and to each other, hearts pounding. Yet, through every roar of thunder and every violent wave, the vessel held steady, as if it was not built by human hands but carved by the sea itself. When the storm passed, silence reigned. The ocean settled into calm ripples, the sky softened, and in its clearing, a rainbow stretched across the horizon. Aqua Whisper floated peacefully beneath it, a survivor of the storm. Guests stepped out. Again, eyes wide, breaths heavy. Relief turned to awe. The storm had tested them, and the vessel had carried them through unscathed. The rainbow above felt like a promise, a symbol that this journey was more than travel, it was destiny. The night that followed was softer. Mist drifted across the water, wrapping the yacht in a shroud of silver. The full moon hovered above, casting its pale glow across the calm sea. Aqua Whisper glowed faintly, not in defiance this time, but in harmony. From afar, it looked like a dream, a phantom ship adrift in a world of light and mist. Passengers whispered, their voices subdued, as though raising them too high would shatter the fragile beauty around them. Inside, another world unfolded. The captain's control room was a vision of the future. Holographic screens floated in midair, maps of the ocean projected in glowing blue, and every movement of the ship displayed like a symphony of light. Commands were not typed but gestured, a flick of the hand here, a wave there. This was not navigation, it was orchestration, the art of guiding a star through the waters. The lounge welcomed guests into comfort. Glass walls stretched floor to ceiling, offering a perfect view of the endless ocean. Futuristic white sofas curved like sculptures, glowing faintly from beneath. Ambient lighting shifted colors slowly, blue melting into violet, violet into white. Guests reclined with drinks in hand, their conversations soft, their gazes often lost in the sight of dolphins leaping outside the glass. It felt less like a lounge and more like a living painting. In the dining hall, a long glass table glowed from within. Plates were set with precision, food arranged as though painted by artists. Outside, the ocean stretched endlessly, visible through transparent walls. Robotic attendants moved gracefully, serving meals without a word, each motion smooth and perfect. It was not a dinner. It was a performance, where every taste, every sip, and every view became part of the same story. The private cinema offered another experience. A curved holographic screen filled the room, its images so real that guests reached out, forgetting it was projection. Recliner chairs adjusted automatically to posture, soft vibrations matching the rhythm of the movie. Surround sound came not from speakers but from the very air, wrapping the audience in every note, every word. Watching a film here was no longer watching, it was stepping into another reality. The spa and wellness deck was a sanctuary. An infinity pool stretched across the room, glowing softly. Holographic waterfalls cascaded down walls that weren't walls at all but shifting displays of mountains, forests, or galaxies, depending on the chosen theme. Guests floated in silence, eyes closed, the weight of the world washed away by light, sound, and warmth. In the master suite, time itself seemed to pause. The bed hovered above the ground, supported by invisible technology, glowing faintly. The walls pulsed gently with light, matching the heartbeat of the room's occupant. Above, a glass ceiling revealed the stars, unblocked and pure. Falling asleep here was not rest, it was surrender to the universe. The VR gaming room pulsed with energy. Guests strapped on headsets and vanished into worlds of their choice. One flew through futuristic cities, another battled monsters, another simply walked through a forest so real she cried at the sound of leaves beneath her feet. Holographic screens displayed fragments of their adventures, filling the room with glimpses of infinite worlds. The observatory dome was silent. Guests entered and fell still, eyes drawn upward to the glass ceiling that revealed the entire night sky. The Milky Way arched overhead, meteors streaking occasionally. Telescopes stood ready, though few used them. The naked eye was enough to drown in the endless beauty. Conversations here were whispers, reverent and fragile, as if the stars themselves listened. And then came life again. The nightclub pulsed with neon. Music vibrated through the deck. Robotic bartenders served glowing drinks that shimmered in their glasses, and the dance floor shifted colors beneath every step. The room was alive with laughter, with shouts, with music. The Aqua Whisper was not only a vessel of peace but of energy, of freedom, of celebration. Even the engine room looked alive. Plasma reactors pulsed with light, neon pipelines glowed and throbbed as if carrying lifeblood. The hum of power echoed, deep and resonant, not harsh but harmonious. Guests who toured it left in awe, not at machinery, but at the beauty of function turned into art. Outside, fireworks split the sky. Explosions of red, blue, gold, and green lit the water, reflected on every ripple. Guests cheered, glasses raised high. The fireworks did not celebrate an event. They celebrated the journey, the ship, and the dream it carried. The voyage took them to icy waters, where glowing icebergs towered above, ancient and silent. The ship glowed warmly against the frozen wilderness, a beacon of life and luxury in a place untouched by time. Days later, it anchored in tropical waters, where palm trees swayed, sand shone white, and the sea turned into liquid glass. Guests swam, laughed, explored, paradise had many faces, and Aqua Whisper brought them all. When sunset returned, the yacht glowed golden once more. Its reflection stretched across the water like a pathway to heaven. Each ripple caught the light, turning the sea into molten metal. At last, it docked at a futuristic harbor, towers rising with neon brilliance, reflections cascading across the water. The yacht entered slowly, greeted like royalty returning home. Yet it was clear, the Aqua Whisper belonged not to cities, not to harbors, but to the sea. One night, under a sky alive with meteors, the yacht floated silently. Guests lay on deck, faces turned upward, gasping as streaks of fire crossed the heavens. The universe felt close, intimate, as if whispering secrets only the ocean could carry. On another voyage, Golden flags fluttered from the rails, the yacht shining with royal splendor. It was more than a ship now. It was legend, a floating crown of the seas. And finally, the legacy, the yacht sailing into the horizon. The sky was endless, the sea eternal. Behind it, a glowing trail shimmered on the water, fading slowly but never fully disappearing. Aqua Whisper 2026 moved forward, carrying stories, dreams, and whispers of the ocean into forever.